Coming to you live from Georgia via a Google Hangout. It's the Matt L. Podcast. Our next guest is Gabrielle Nicole, who was on Rising Star. How have you been?
Hi. I've been really good. Really, really good.
I've been hoping to interview someone who has been on The Voice, and now I get to interview you, and you were on Rising Star.
Yes.
It's so awesome that I get this chance to, and nobody on The Voice yet has said, yeah, you can interview me.
I don't understand why people are so choosy about doing interviews. An interview is an interview, you know? I don't mind.
I watched Rising Star this summer and was excited and inspired because I am planning to produce a show with Christian singers.
Wow, that's exciting.
And I think I'm in the right city. I'm in Atlanta, I'm in Georgia,
Yeah.
which is a Bible Belt state.
Yeah.
So are you ready for some questions?
Of course.
You probably said it on the show in the video package about you, but when did you start singing?
I've been singing since I've been singing publicly since I was maybe 4.5.
That's pretty young. Um, this My questions are all over the place, but what was the casting process like for you?
It was actually, I was extremely nervous. I actually went to one of the open call auditions in Chicago, and I was so nervous. I was so nervous. The way they had it set up, we went in the room with four other people that were auditioning, and then we would sing our song, and then we would sit down, and the next person would sing their song, and they would sit down, and then she would just give us our notes all together, and then basically we just waited. A lot of waiting. It was a lot of waiting. And then when we got out to LA, and then we sang for the producers, and then we had to do a lot of waiting then too. It was just like a serious waiting game.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about people who have auditioned for American Idol and The Voice and other shows, is that there's a lot of waiting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so in your audition, there wasn't a wall that you guys had to raise. Like I know on the show on Rising
Yeah, the
Star.
live audition, that's when we faced the wall. But when we were singing for our just audition to get on the show, we just sang regular in front of a judge. We
Um,
sang at first we sang for the casting director, and then we sang for the producers.
so my next question was how were the people in charge of casting able to find you? But you kind of answered that question.
What do you mean, able to find me?
Like you are such a big star, and how were they able to find you?
I mean, I actually I presented myself to them. They didn't even know who I was. Some of the people that were on the show, they were brought there. They saw them. The producer saw them on YouTube or something, and they were invited to come. I went to one of the open call auditions.
Cool. Were you surprised when you were eliminated and Macy Kate got a higher percentage of the votes than you did, or did you expect that that would happen?
A little bit of both. I was surprised. I wasn't surprised that she won. I was surprised at how low my number was.
Hmm.
But I mean, these shows are very wishy-washy when it comes to. There's no set number every single time that you're gonna get. It all feeds off of how America felt about you the previous time. So they, I was just really shocked because when I was singing, I didn't no, because when during the duels, if you're the first person, you don't see your numbers.
Yeah.
The wall doesn't rise for you. You just sing for the audience, and you don't see your percentage as it goes. So I'm just singing, thinking I'm getting all these numbers, and then Josh comes out at the end, said 49%, and I was like, oh, that's not good. I knew right then and there I was going home.
So here's the big question. You got a high voting percentage score for your first performance, off the charts, like way above 70%, which you guys had to, on the show had to get in the first round. You had to get higher than 70% to raise the wall.
Right.
We're talking like Jesse Kinch, who won, hit the kind of scores he got, the kind of percentages he got. When the first round of other singers were being too diplomatic as they answered, speaking of the host, Josh Groban's questions. And they wanted to make good TV, so he asked you for a little bit of truth. You said the other singers should be worried about who is going to sing against me. But in fairness to you, you were answering his question. How much do you think the studio audience's reaction affected how the viewers voted?
Oh, it affected it majorly. Majorly, because, like, first of all, I was laughing while I said it. Second of all, Audrey Kate said it first before I even said anything. Third of all, I was laughing when I said it. Josh was laughing with me. Everyone in the contestants were laughing with me. So it was obvious that we knew it wasn't a joke, like it was a joke. But the studio audience and their boos and their oohs just made it so bad. And as soon as the first boo came out, the social media just lit up.
I think because of all of that, I think viewers started thinking of you as a diva, but you seem too nice to be a diva.
The diva, that word was played so crazily on that show. When I was mentioning being a diva, I wasn't talking about like my persona, like my personality and stuff, because I'm actually like very goofy and aloof. But when I was talking about diva, I was talking more about my vocal style. That's what I was referring to. And then people just took it and ran with it, and it is what it is.
How do you stay so nice and humble, other than being eliminated early on Rising Star?
I mean, because I have to look at it in the way that um, it's so many people that have done things that are better than what I've done. There are people that deserve more than what I deserve, and I'm not worthy of certain things. That people put so much praise on people for their talents, and it's really not about me. It's all about God and his gift that he's given me for this temporary time. And like, I mean, if it comes off as overly confident when I say I know who I am and I know what I have, that's just the way it comes off. But I know who my God is, and I know what he's given me, and I know the task that he's given me. So it's just all about staying above ground with, like, because it all plays into self-esteem. It all plays into self-esteem. Like, people are so hypocritical when it comes to this. They want you to have self-esteem, but they don't want you to have too much self-esteem, because that's egotistical, that's conceited, that's arrogant. But if you don't have any self-esteem, then you're suicidal and you're a mental case. Like, there's no in between. It's always going to be a problem. But the reason it's called self-esteem is because it's how you feel about yourself. And I'm confident in myself and in my abilities. I may not be the best singer in the world, but I know that when I sing, I touch somebody, and that's the main goal. So
That's an awesome answer, Gabrielle. And are you interested in all? Are you interested at all in singing worship music?
yeah, I love worship music. Let me grab my laptop charger before my laptop dies on you.
Hey, Gabrielle, can you hear me? I guess I'll talk for a minute. The struggle is real. So I wanted to interview Gabrielle, Nicole, who was on the show The Voice. Who was on the show Rising Star. Hey, Gabrielle, welcome back.
Hey, sorry about that, but
I
yeah,
did.
I've actually sang in the church my entire life. I started singing in the church um, gospel music has always been a major part of my life, and I actually am going on a church tour in 2 months, and I'm going to be going around like a whole bunch of churches on the East Coast, maybe the West Coast, maybe. I'm not really a West Coaster, so that'll be like a stretch for me, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be traveling all along the East Coast, like to different churches. And worship music, I feel, is like it's the most honest music, and it takes so much out of you, and it really, to just, because when I sing gospel music, it's like I'm removing myself, and I'm just portraying God's image in the way that it should be. And I just do it to the best of my ability, and I know that He's the best audience because you can never disappoint him. And it's so great. It's so great.
So on this church tour, are you planning to come to Atlanta at all?
Yeah, I have 4 stops in Atlanta. 4.
And are you going to be visiting 4 major churches in Atlanta?
I haven't necessarily been told. I've just been told that I am going to one mega church in Atlanta, but I have 4 total stops there. I'm not sure all the churches, but I do have 4 major, like 4 stops.
I don't know who's going to watch this. I don't know how many people are going to watch this, but are you able to say what the name of the mega church is?
I am not. I am not allowed to release it until I can release like the whole church dates.
Okay, so, and do you have a website?
I don't have a website. My site is under construction, but like all of my like tour dates and everything is always printed out on my Facebook page.
Facebook, yeah. So, like, you can't confirm or deny right now at this time. Like, if I said like North Point Community Church, you couldn't in Alpharetta. You couldn't.
Right? Like I couldn't like tell you. I couldn't even like shake my head yes or no. But the dates, like the locations and dates, they get released in like 2 weeks, so.
Okay.
It won't be too far.
You guys who are watching heard it here first. I wish you could move to Atlanta and then you could be on my show, Worship Factor.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I mean, my boyfriend lives in Atlanta, so who knows? I could be moving there.
Oh, you have a boyfriend, but I'm not surprised.
It's fresh love.
Oh, so was this after Rising Star?
Actually, during.
So that did, like, your relationship with your boyfriend keep you going while you were on the show?
We met on the show.
Can you say who he is?
Yeah. My boyfriend is Kevin Taylor from Unselfish.
Okay.
The guy group of 4. Yeah.
Yep. And why him and not any of the other 4?
Because the other 4, I more saw them like as friends, and like the one of them, Anthony, he's like a brother to me, and like Brandon and I, we linked on like a major best friend type level, and then Twan, I see him so crazy like a best friend, and then but Kevin, I don't know, he just attracted. I was attracted to him very, very early on. I actually liked him before he liked me.
Oh my goodness, he is one lucky guy. There are guys out there, well, including me, but there are other guys out there who watched you on Rising Star and were probably like, oh man, to have a girl like her as my girlfriend, I'd kill, you know?
I've been getting it all the time, like, oh my goodness, like, marry me, Gabrielle. Do you want to be my girlfriend? I'm just like, oh, I'm not single. Sorry.
Such a surprise. That is like a breaking news headline. So where are Unselfish from again?
They're from Miami, but they're located now. They live now in Atlanta.
Okay, so is this going to be like a long-distance relationship between you and him?
Yeah, it is. It's hard. It's really hard. Like, I was just down there visiting with him for a week, and then he comes up here soon, I hope, for a few days, and then it's going to be back and forth until we figure out like how we want to make it work.
That's so awesome, and this interview has taken such a detour because I have my list of questions for you. I had no idea. I don't think a lot of people know this about you, unless you've posted on social media.
I posted one picture.
And any
And then
comments
a
from him?
long time ago, it was like a lot of comments. People were like, "No, no."
Should I interview Kevin if I can for my podcast, and should he and I?
I'm sorry. Can you say it again?
Should I? Do you think I should interview Kevin on my podcast for my podcast, and should he and I talk about you?
Ah, I wonder what he would say because he's so bashful. He doesn't talk much, so I wonder what he would say. And when he does talk, it's like Kevin. But I don't even know what he would say if you did. I will tell you this: if you interviewed the whole group and asked them about me, like subliminally, like just said like, so who are you guys dating? They would all look at Kevin, and then they would be like, Gabrielle, Nicole. They're always on the phone. They're always loud. They're always giggling and doing crazy stuff.
That's so great. So would you say that Kevin Taylor is the real winner of Rising Star? Or would you say
Wow.
that you in a way, in a sense, are the real winner of Rising Star?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Jesse Kinch did his thing, but
But so can you.
I really, really thought that it could have been like me and him head to head at the end.
I would have liked
Listen,
to have seen that, you guys in the final too.
that would have been epic. That would have been really epic, but circumstances ended the way that they did. Cause like honestly, I saw it being me, Josh, Jesse, me, Josh, Jesse, and Unselfish in the end. So I saw,
Okay.
but I'm grateful for the time that I had on the show, and I am very congratulatory to those that were in the top four. Like, Dana really pulled it off really well, and I'm so proud of her because she was always getting saved, and I was so worried that,
Mm.
oh my goodness, she might not get saved this time, and she would get saved. Like, it was just like, if she would have won, it would have been emotional to people, just like never give up. She really did her thing.
Is Dana the one who had the without the arm, and she had the like
No,
the?
that was April. That was April.
Oh, okay. Um, what's the age difference between you and Kevin?
Kevin's 23 and I'm 20.
Okay.
His birthday is actually 9 days before mine.
Oh, so you'll never forget each other's birthdays.
He better not.
Kevin, if you watch this, you heard it. Okay, so getting back to the questions I had for you, but that was awesome. That's great. I love that detour in the interview. You probably didn't stay in Los Angeles after you were eliminated, did you?
I did not. I wanted to, but I had to get home.
Um, you probably went home, right? Was the next question, and then I thought you and Jesse Kinch should have been the final two, but we kind of talked about that. You know, from the very Jesse Kinch's very first performance, I put a spell on you. I predicted that you would
Hmm.
win.
Oh, we all did. We all did. We all did. I actually knew he would win before we even knew he was on the show. When we were in LA, when we were like researching everybody that was there for the auditions, we
Yeah.
like found him on YouTube and we were just like, yo, this kid is sick. Like, this kid is sick because none of us had heard each other sing yet. We had just heard each other talk, and the way he talked, we just figured that he would have like this little wimpy voice because he talks like this and he whispers all the time, and it's like really, oh, I'm Jesse Ketch. And then like he would just, and then he sang on YouTube, and we were just like, okay. So we knew. Well, some of us knew that his voice was like that because some of us didn't even know he could sing like that. So yeah, like I knew from the start, I knew that he was gonna win. I knew it. I wanted some, like there were others in the running that I felt like maybe had a little bit more to offer, but I knew he was going to take it all. He just got that factor, like it never, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They kept telling him, you should do ballads or you should do a softer song. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like when Brad Paisley voted no for
Yeah,
Jesse.
I got worried that night. I was like, eh.
He said it was a shot across his bow, a challenge to him because he was the best, arguably the best singer. So just as I enjoyed your performance of River Deep, Mountain High, I really enjoyed Jesse's performance of Billie Jean, his version. What did you think of Jesse's version of Billie Jean?
I didn't like it.
Hmm.
Because I feel like it's certain songs that just shouldn't be done. Because like it's hard to measure up to the original. That's why some of the songs like I was really steering away from. Like people wanted me to sing Whitney Houston, people wanted me to sing Jennifer Hudson, and I really didn't want to do that to myself because it's a high bar that you're setting already by singing one of those songs. And Billie Jean, I felt, but I wouldn't have guessed that song for his voice. But I mean, it was good. I just didn't like it.
So do you think Brad Paisley's no vote should have been asked for Jesse's performance of Billie Jean instead of his performance for the?
Yes, because the Money song, I loved it. Oh my goodness. The best things in life are free. That song was on fire. I was like, yes, I know this song. Because usually he picks songs that nobody knows. And I was like, yo, I know this song. Like, he's going to slay this.
I was kind of hoping that you would secretly hoping that you'd sing in this interview, but I also kind of figured that you probably wouldn't.
What made you think I would sing? I mean, I might not sing a song, but some notes might slip out every now and then.
Well, because it's an interview, and I guess we're talking about a singing competition, but people don't usually sing in interviews.
They don't.
Um, so, as Brad Paisley said on the show, it seems like you have a lot of experience performing, singing, and especially perfecting your stage presence. Where does all of your experience come from?
The majority of my experience comes from show choir. I was in show choir for 3 years in high school, and that was all I did. I ate, slept, and breathed show choir. It was my life. And people take it so lightly, but that is a very, very, very hard thing to do because it takes so much control to hold those notes out, and especially since I was singing, because in choirs you can actually like kind of fade out sometimes if you need to breathe because you're dancing. But since I'm singing solo, it's a lot harder because you have to constantly keep going. You can't stop, especially since we didn't have background singers when I was on, which I was very upset about when I found out that the week after that they got background singers, but
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, I had to keep singing the whole time. So I had to really channel all of my training, like the breathing techniques and the posture and all types of stuff, because it's really hard. When I was in show choir, I would always be the one that was like really taking notes and asking questions on um, different techniques that I could use because I knew I have a loud voice and I am very, very like energetic, and I will lose my breath very quickly because like I have so much energy in the first number. I want to be able to keep going for the other six. So like it took a lot of training. Like I do a lot of the stuff that Beyonce does. Like I run
Mm.
on a treadmill in heels, and I like to sing underwater sometimes, and it's just like a lot of training. Like you go underwater and like you hum notes. It helps your breathing. A lot of stuff.
Running on a treadmill in heels. Wow.
Yes. That's how I could run up them stairs and them hills on during River Deep Mountain High. Everybody was talking about that. Did you see how she hiked up them stairs? Yes.
And the stairs weren't moving as the treadmill might be moving.
Right. I almost tripped the first week, so I really had to like, cause like they're like there's a lot of slits in the stage from the wall, so you have to watch it. And I didn't watch it. I kind of slipped, but nobody saw it, so it's cool.
Did you like when the host Josh Groban said, "Part of my job is making sure you ladies in your heels don't die"?
I did. I was like, thank goodness someone is looking out for us because some production people, they just be having us ripping and running all through there like we have on sneakers. I'm like, I have on these 6.5-inch heels. Can you wait for me, please? Just give me 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, this isn't Survivor or The Amazing Race or some show where they have the contestants run.
Right, Wipeout or something. Okay, I'm just trying to get to the
Yeah.
stage. I'm just trying to get to the stage, all right?
Okay, here's a long question. Rising Star is produced by American Idol executive producer Ken Warwick and The Voice executive producer Nicole Yaron. Is that how you pronounce her last name?
I believe so, yes.
Who left The Voice to produce Rising Star. How much interaction did you have with the producers, especially with Nicole Yaron?
I saw Ken every day. Every day. He was always at my routining sessions. He was very hands-on when it came to like song choices for certain people, and he was always around, always around. We always saw him. And then Nicole, I'm still in contact with her. Like she made sure that after the show we were comfortable. We felt good about ourselves. We had like if we still had questions about the industry or where we want to go next, she helped us out. Like they're very nice. That was one thing that I was very, very happy about because when I did get off the show, I was very hysterical. I was very upset because I felt like I was set up. But that's a whole nother story.
Was there some kind of?
I was really upset. So it was nice to know that they were still on my side and it wasn't like a sabotage type situation.
Yeah.
Because I really was feeling that way, but I had to come to grips with and realize that I had to take ownership of my own actions. And you know, it was just a lot going on that day, and I was so ready to just walk out. And Nicole stopped me, and she talked to me, and she just was like so positive, and she really helped a lot. They're very nice, very, very nice. I was surprised too because I always thought like the producers were like they were more behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And they were so hands-on. When I tell you I saw Ken every day, literally, I saw him all the time. All the time.
Is there some kind of a psychiatrist on the show for people who, when they're eliminated, are emotional? I know that Survivor has a psychiatrist that the survivors talk to when they're voted out, and The Voice probably has one as well.
Yeah, we had to speak to one just so they'd make sure that we were like mentally sound, make sure that we weren't like too emotional or anything bad. And like she basically told us just like stay positive. You're super talented. Like don't stop your dream. This is just like a stepping stone. Don't think of it as anything negative or anything. Like when I tell you they were so helpful and nice to us. Like it was really good. Even when it came to like the contracts and stuff, they were very feasible and they worked with us a lot. It was just really nice.
I would love to interview Mark Burnett or Nicole or someone about what it takes to produce The Voice, for just so I can learn a few things for producing my show, Worship Factory.
You should talk to them. They're so nice about it. Like just call the studio station and they always take like calls. Like you can just get connected to like their assistant and I'll set you up.
That's so cool. I wish they were on Twitter.
I did too, because it would be so much easier to get in contact with her. Because these emails, I be missing them sometimes.
Was Nicole the producer who? Do you remember the moment when Josh Groban's microphone went out?
No.
Okay, maybe we should just move on. But there was a female producer. Josh Groban's microphone went out, stopped working, and then he kept going without the microphone. And then a female producer's voice yelled, "Josh!" And he said, "Yes." And she said, "Go to a commercial right now." And he said,
that was
"Okay."
probably the stage manager.
Oh, okay. Who's also a female?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that might have been Nicole.
No, Nicole has a British accent, I think. If I remember.
Okay.
I think she has a British accent.
And then
So many of them had British accents. It's hard to remember which ones didn't.
And then yeah, Mark Burnett, who produces The Voice, also has a British accent.
Yeah, a lot of them had them. Even like a lot of the workers, they had British accents too.
And then at the finale, if you look very carefully, if you watch the final credits, it says executive producer Nicole, hi mom, Yaron.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't notice that.
All or most of the singers on The Voice are good singers. Whereas not all of the singers on American Idol are good singers. They cast bad singers sometimes. Do you think the producers set out to cast all or mostly good singers for Rising Star?
Um, that's a good question because some of the people I was just like, what were they thinking?
Yeah, there was a
But
couple. I'm sorry, go ahead.
but some of the people, a lot of them were actually really good. They just got bad stage fright. I mean, horrible stage fright. So, I mean, I think what happened was a lot of the people, because a lot, if you listen to a lot of their EPs or like any of their YouTube stuff from like previous, there are a lot of them were really good, but those nerves of being in front of that wall, being behind that wall, gets to you like crazy. It got to me like crazy. Like my heart was pounding like so bad. I thought they can hear it in the mics. That's how bad it was. Like, but it's just certain people handle their nerves differently. Like when I get nervous, it makes me go harder.
Yeah.
Cause, but some people it makes them timid or it makes them forget stuff. I don't know, but a lot of the people that got sent home in the first round were amazing, and it was all a factor of bad song choice or stage fright, because a lot of them were amazing. Like Summer, she has an amazing voice, but she had a bad song choice.
There was a couple. There was the couple who they were vocal coaches and they didn't
Oh,
sing Counting Stars very
Daniel
well.
and Olivia.
Sure.
I think they got too into the performance of it. They didn't realize that the first round they should focus more on getting those vocals
Mhm.
because when I was picking my song, because they had so many different choices for me, and I was just like, that's not gonna work because I take that very seriously. When I was picking my song, I had to really analyze it because I was thinking to myself, this is gonna be the first thing that America hears from me. It's gonna be
Yeah.
the first thing that the judges hear from me because they don't know who you are. They don't know anything about you until that first package. So I had to make sure that what I was, especially especially because Jesse Kinch just blew it out the water 2 weeks before me. So
No kidding.
I had to really just like do something to make my mark, make me stand out more than he did, or at least a little bit as much as he did. And they don't realize that a song that you like is not always a good song to perform. It's just not. And then you have to also take into account, is this song showing off my vocal ability, or would this song be better if I could move around? Because they really didn't want us to move around until the wall rose. That's why
Hmm.
a lot of people were standing still. And a lot of, like, they were saying, why didn't Trinity dance when they were singing? Because they wanted us to stay, a lot of us, they wanted us to stay put until the wall rose.
I'll be honest with you, I don't remember Trinity.
They were the three girls, they sang the Ariana Grande song.
And you know, Kevin could have gone with one of the girls in Trinity, but he went with you.
Don't even get me started. No.
All right. Let's move on. So you've already told us about some things that happened behind the scenes. Are you able to share with us some things that happened behind the scenes that weren't shown on TV?
Like,
Things that might surprise people if they found out, or like things that people might not expect.
no, not really, because we really didn't have much time behind the scenes. Because, like, we were always either filming or in routining. So everything that you saw, you saw. The only thing that people probably wouldn't know or realize is the fact that, like, a lot of the songs that people were like requesting for us to sing,
Hmm.
they don't get cleared. Like Beyonce doesn't clear, Prince doesn't clear, half of Whitney Houston doesn't clear. Like Maroon 5 songs don't clear for other shows than The Voice. Like people were requesting all kinds of songs, and I'm just thinking to myself, oh, I really could sing that. I would take it to my AP, my associate producer, and they would be like, oh, that song will not clear. It's not gonna clear. It's not gonna clear.
Uh-huh.
The reason a lot of people I felt should have backed off a little bit when it came to song choices was because our list was very scarce. We could shoot, since this is a newer show, a lot of artists aren't going to be up for putting their songs on this show, because what if it's a flop? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, like, it's harder for our songs to get put on national television, and a lot of times they're extremely expensive. Like, I almost wasn't able to sing My Man. Like, that song took so long to clear. So long. It took like a week.
That was the first song you sang?
Mhm. Yeah. I
So,
was originally supposed to sing "Perfect" by Pink for my
uh,
audition song. I was supposed to sing that for my audition song, and I didn't want to sing it at all.
um, so would it be better? Is it better for, say, future singers on Rising Star to maybe they may or may not want to sing songs that are in the public domain, but like if a singer wanted to sing like "Happy Birthday to You," could they?
If they did something like that, it would have to be so, their voice would have to be so perfect. I mean, perfect pitch, perfect everything. It would have to be just so on spot,
Hmm.
because like that is something. It would probably, first of all, the producers would probably laugh in their faces, like, you're gonna sing that? Oh, okay. But if they completely blow it away, then, because I sang My Man for my audition in Chicago, and the casting producer was like, no one has ever sang Barbara Streisand in an audition before, and she had been working on shows since American Idol had came out.
Hmm.
So, like, she's like, I have never had it sat in an audition where someone sang a Barbara Streisand anything. So, for like one of these types of shows. And with that being like something that's not done, you have to either do an amazing job and go through, or just do an okay job and they just be like, oh, okay. If you're gonna do something that's not done, then it has to be amazing, or they're not gonna look around. They're not gonna look twice at it, basically.
Another performance that stands out in my mind is Monty Pot Malloy singing Sia or Sia's song
Oh,
"Chandelier."
Chandelier. She should have picked something else.
Yeah. So okay. So do you have anything you want to promote? I saw on Facebook that you're looking for background singers.
Yes, I am currently building my band for like live purposes. It's a 16-piece band
Wow.
with 3 background singers and 6 background dancers, and they are contracted with salary. And they would basically go on tour with me. They would go to events with me. They would do all types of stuff with me, and we start right away. And I'm just really excited. I'm looking for you. Would be surprised, like, if you play certain things, I would be like, oh yeah, I need that. Like, it's crazy because I'm such a big production type person. If you play it well, you can be in my band.
So if someone were to come up to you or through social media or whatever and say, "Hey, I'm interested in being a one of your background singers," would they audition or something?
Yeah, they would. The instructions are on my social media sites. Basically, they would email my assistant, and she would send them a confirmation number with like, if they registered, they would basically send all their information, like their first and last name, age, where they're from, and what they play or sing, and their brief experience. And then they would send them a confirmation email asking if they would like to accept an invitation to the audition,
Mhm.
and then they would just choose if they want to do an in-person or audition on via video, and then they go from there. But it's pretty simple, cut and dry, and then they'll find out. it's like if they sing in person, they'll find out right there if they're chosen. If they sing via video, they'll get an email back in like less than an hour.
And finally, is there anything you want to say to our viewers?
I do want to say thank you to everybody that supported me throughout the show. Like, I really do appreciate all the love and support from all the divas and Kanye's. Like, I really love y'all so much. And I really hope that you guys stick around with me for the long haul. And to everyone that I offended, I am sorry. That is not me. What you got? Cause I got some really harsh things said to me, and
Okay.
I have never in my life heard some of the stuff. Some of them even some racial slurs,
Oh
but
boy.
to God be the glory. Anyway, they crucified Jesus, and he still lives. So it's cool. You guys can be mean to me all you want. I'm still gonna go forward and chase my dreams, and I appreciate all your support and your criticism because it helps me be better.
Well, no criticism here from me, Gabrielle. I want to thank you so much for your time. I've been trying to get people to interview people from The Voice, and nobody has come through for me yet. And you're the first person I've interviewed from Rising Star, and hopefully not the last.
I'll let my friends know that this, like, because I really appreciated this. This was really fun, and it's not like you were grilling me, like, what did you think about this? Like, you were being really nice about the questions, and I felt like I can be free with like what I had to say without any type of backlash. Be on the lookout for any updates about the tour, because maybe I'll be at a church near you really
Oh,
soon.
I hope so. I'd love to meet you. Um, I didn't know that grilling you was an option. Like I thought I was gonna grill you when I asked you about um, when you said they should be worried or afraid of about who's going to go up against me, sing against me.
Like, people, they just don't realize people, I'm harmless, and people took that so hard, and it just is so funny to me. That's probably why I don't take it so hard when people ask me about it. I just be like, are you mad or not? Because like it's the people that were actually in the competition were not hurt by it.
Hmm.
So why are you hurt by it? That's just how I felt about it. I was just like, why are you mad? You're not even on TV. Like, you're on your couch. Why are you mad?
I wasn't mad. I just didn't know what to think about it at the time. But you know what? Haters gonna hate.
And potatoes gon' potate.
Okay, I hadn't heard that before. Please say hi to Kevin for me and put in a good
Hey,
word.
babe.
I mean, when you see him or
Oh, when
hear
I
from
see him,
him,
oh, I'm about to say.
he might watch this.
I tell him to. I'll be like, babe, go watch the podcast.
Bay, that's so cute. You call him Bay or Babe.
Sometimes a lot, it's just Kevin. Kevin.
Uh,
Kevin, go watch the podcast when you get home from work.
yes, put in a good word to him about the Matt L podcast. I'd love to interview him and talk about you.
Definitely. He would think that is so cute.
Um, well, you are so nice. You are not a diva, clearly.
No.
Thank you for your time. Stick around and we can talk some more. To you guys who are out there watching, when you watch this, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.